between combat M.O.S. and non-combat M.O.S. Now, I believe they both will raise different. Combat M.O.S. I remember telling my guys, you're in a profession where you can do everything right and still DIE. So perfection is mandatory. Over here, it's still stressful. Like if you misspell words or you put the wrong format on a form and all that stuff, it get delayed, get like stress from the higher ups, but it's not life threatening. For example, if I take a combat soldier and I say, hurry the F up, you know what the combat soldier gonna do? Hurry up. If I say those same words to a non-combat M.O.S., you can probably be in first on office. The soldier be like, I don't know why he cursing at me, and like, I don't know, you had to say the F word, son. And your mind say, hey man, just hurry up. That's just how non-combat M.O.S. are. And I'm not saying they sensitive. Some people say it's self-respect. I don't know what to call it, but that's the culture over there. Another example, a combat soldier coming to work late, and the sergeant asks him, hey, why you late? And the soldier say, hey, I'm just having a bad day, son. You know what that sergeant gonna say? Well, it's about to get worse. Do some push-ups. Same scenario. A non-combat soldier coming to work late. The sergeant asks him, hey, why you late? You know what the soldier says? Hey, son, I'm just having a bad day. Last year, my dog died the same day, and I'm just having a bad day. You fucking might have the whole day off. He give you 2 days of comp day just for that. And y'all in the office talking about, man, sometimes bees like that. That's the difference. Over here, we can't take excuses. This is why it's important to know this. If you are a combat M.O.S. as leadership and you go to non-combat M.O.S., you gotta dial it down. All right, they breathe different. I don't know. You can call it what you want, but you say the wrong thing to these people, you're gonna be in the first on office. I'm just telling you. If you're a non-combat M.O.S. and you're going to the combat side, you gotta be more aggressive. If we see a leader that's weak, I may run you over. If we run you over, man, that's just a soldier mentality. It just is breed different. And that's why if I ever ask you on this app, hey, are you a combat M.O.S. or a non-combat M.O.S.? That's what I was doing. You just gotta know the difference and move accordingly. All right? This is real talk. This is LPD right here. Know the difference. No excuses. Aggressive. Over here. And just so we clear, I grew up on this side of the house. All right? Hey, keep engaging. Heard? The difference between.
Hello everybody, my name is Cobra One. This is Lessons in Leadership number 6, and the topic of this video is all soldiers are combat soldiers. I'm making this video for a few different reasons. So you just got done watching a clip that I uploaded from Black Unicorn 2023. Masters aren't like what you make, like what you're doing. Leave a link to his TikTok down below. So I'm making this video because he describes it in his video that you just watched, that if you're in a combat M.O.S., you can be rough, you can curse the soldiers, you can hold them accountable. But in non-combat M.O.S., you got to take a different approach. I saw footage, I don't know where it is, of this soldier. She thought I'm going to assume she was being a victim. All right, sorry for being biased. She posted a video on TikTok of her in front of her sergeant major and first sergeant going, yeah, first sergeant, go ahead and cuss me out in front of sergeant major. Go ahead and cuss me out in front of sergeant major. I'm assuming that first sergeant, and being a first sergeant is probably one of the, if not the hardest jobs in the Army. Alright, people say it's a team leader. I argue, I think first sergeant's harder. Every first sergeant, they're mean as fuck for a reason. It's one of the hardest jobs in the Army. You know, they'll call your team leader, but what do you call them in the year? Especially if it's higher up. Who's your fucking first sergeant? I've witnessed it in every unit I was in. Every first sergeant was under pressure. The good ones and the bad ones, and especially the shittiest one I had. You know, they are all under a lot of pressure. So they're mean, you know, alright, don't piss off first sergeant. Here's this person making a video of herself. Oh, Sergeant Major, look. Oh yeah, cuss me out for a sergeant major. Like, oh yeah, like this soldier was hazed or bullied so bad that, you know, is she afraid to cuss out in front of the sergeant major? I've cussed out soldiers in front of, I've cussed out soldiers in front of sergeant majors before. I've seen sergeant majors cuss out soldiers. Because I was infantry my entire time before I got kicked out. Because that's how it is. Everyone who goes to basic training gets cussed the fuck out. They get yelled at. All of a sudden, when you get to your unit, that's over? No. In fact, I was told it gets worse. And in a lot of ways, it gets fucking worse for a reason. Here, this soldier is given attitude because her first sergeant cussed her out. She's so upset that how dare this person use this bad word and call me that. Versus probably what was going on. First sergeant was probably fed up with this dipshit not doing her job, and she probably told her to do her job multiple times and had enough of her and just cussed her the fuck out, as she should have, because she's a fucking first sergeant. If you act like that, and then Master Sergeant explained in his video, if you cuss out a soldier, you'll probably be in First Sergeant's office, or maybe in this case Sergeant Major's office, getting hemmed up. For what? Saying mean words to a soldier? Who the fuck cares? There's a reason that you need to be aggressive. Because without standards and discipline, we die. So, to tell you a little bit about history, the Clinton administration tried to shrink our military, much smaller than what it was supposed to be. They wanted to shrink the military. Promoting was hard. You know, it was not uncommon to see a 27-plus year E7 just starting their KD time. It was a terrible time. I had the honor of doing a division boot detail, which if you guys don't know, you lay the boots down and the photographs of every single service member that died during GWAT. So two years stood out to me, 2003 and 2009. High casualties in both years. 2009, the surge happened. That's when we were deploying back to back, specifically to Afghanistan, to take out the Taliban, take out different terrorist organizations. In 2003 was the Iraq invasion. Photos of 2009 soldiers, I saw soldiers and service members that were fit. They looked like soldiers. They were fit, they looked like they were fucking killers, and they were going out there to serve their country. 2003, I saw double and triple chin soldiers. Mostly what happened was, in 2003, there wasn't enough active duty units to deploy, so they sent a ton of Guard and reserves. The majority of the overweight soldiers that were killed in 2003 that I saw the photographs of were reservists. It is statistically proven that the more physically fit you are, the more likely you're to survive combat. And coincidentally, the majority of photos from 2003 were guys that looked overweight, guys that looked like they didn't hold themselves accountable, or their leadership didn't hold them accountable. Well, guess what happened? 2005, 2006. One of my buddies was a tanker. I said, "Hey, so were you in a tank the whole time you were in Iraq?" He got out, got back in class 11 Bravo. We were both E5s. We were talking, and he said, "Come here." Pulled his phone out. He said, "Look at that." And it was a photograph. Photographer was inside the building. He was in a doorway, and next to the doorway was a wall. And he's standing against the wall with his weapon at the high ready, and you could see smoke in front of him. He says, "So you see this photo right here? That's me on the right." And this was taken moments after a firefight. During OEF, during the Battle of Ramadi, he was kicking in doors, clearing rooms, clearing buildings with 11 Bravos, and getting in firefights with 11 Bravos. Though he was a tanker, still a Combat M.O.S, but he was a rough team leader. All right? He had the same mentality that I had when I arrived at the 101st, and same mentality. And he was not infantry. And tankers are Combat M.O.S, but I mean, he was leaving his tank and doing more grunt work than tank work, if that makes sense. This book right here is for all soldiers. This book teaches you everything. How to clean your weapon, what lubricant to use at what temperature, how to dig a foxhole, how to dig a phasey fighting position, how to employ an M67 hand grenade, how to do your individual movement techniques, and so on. This teaches you everything. You are a soldier. It's called basic combat training for a reason. It doesn't matter that you're a pharmaceutical technician. It doesn't matter that you're a 68 X-ray behavioral health tech. When you deploy, you're all soldiers. during the Vietnam War, there was a dentist. Let me tell you something about dentists even today. After basic training, those motherfuckers don't know shit about qualifying with their weapon. They're dentists. They may as well be civilians, but you're not. You're a soldier. And the culture, specifically for dentist M.O.S.s back then, dental techs and dentists, was definitely not much different. A dentist got the Medal of Honor, and I'm pretty sure this dude's hung up in every dental clinic across every post in the United States Army. He got the Medal of Honor for manning an M60 machine gun and killing a bunch of NVA soldiers. He didn't say, "That ain't my job." He didn't go, "Oh, why is this guy cussing me out?" He thought, "Holy fuck, we're getting overrun. I'm gonna die. I was trained how to use this weapon. I'm gonna go kill these fucking communists." I was about to say a very, very bad word about the NVA, but I'm not gonna do that. Your M.O.S. is irrelevant when the bullets start flying. If you're in a non-combat M.O.S., it is irrelevant if the bullets start flying. That is why basic training is set up to teach you everything you need to know before you go to AI2. You may be in a wedge with infantry guys, patrolling and conducting bounding overwatch to the objective. And you may be a cook, a pharmaceutical tech, or a goddamn fucking construction crew member, or a CB or some shit. Your M.O.S. is irrelevant if it's a non-combat M.O.S. when the bullets fly. I can't stress that enough. I like that he's posting videos saying, hey, he probably got in trouble for yelling at a soldier. That's why he made the video, in my opinion. But I want to change that. I mean, I'm a civilian. I can only speak my mind here. But what hit me home is when it humbled me on that division boot detail. You know, I got to see Larry Rugel's boot. I got to lay Larry Rugel's boot out, which was awesome. But I got to see soldiers that died, and in my eyes, there were photos I saw that were Murphy's Law. Guy went in, did his job, and then there was, why is this dude fat as fuck? Why is he gone? Well, guess what? He may have been a supply guy. When the bullets started flying, there was no excuse. It still took his life. I don't want the United States to go in a major conflict with China or Russia or North Korea or fucking aliens or some shit, and people die all because they don't want to have the grit to hold themselves accountable or hold their soldiers accountable. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More to come. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. See you later.